I've been so looking forward to interviewing my next guest. I have many times over the many years. Barbara Corcoran, of course, an iconic symbol of not only American commerce and activity and finances, but no one knows real estate better. She's kind enough to join us right now, the Corcoran Group founder. You might, some show called Shark Tank or whatever. Anyway, good to see you.
Great to see you. I've been looking forward.
Same here. Let me ask you a little bit about where you see real estate going. There was this realtor's decision that supposedly, you know, they're in, hot water. Their days are numbered. 6% commission is gone. What does that mean? I wanted to get your take on that.
There's a lot of confusion surrounding the topic. The most confusion is that now commissions are negotiable. They've always been negotiable. That hasn't changed. But what has changed is if you're a buyer in the marketplace and you want to hire a broker to help you find a house, and people certainly need the help to find a house, you will get everything in writing, what you're being offered, what services are given, and exactly what they'll cost. That's a good change. I think that was needed for clarity, even though most brokers were doing that anyway. But the confusing part is sellers and buyers brokers are not allowed to look up commissions anymore on their MLS. There's no status as to whether I'll pay you as a broker, I won't pay you as a broker. So it's a guessing game. Right now, there's no communication other than the MLS to let people know that, brokers in particular. So as a result,
the seller certainly is going to want to bring you down, right? The 6% thing, I mean, they're going to...
not necessarily.
Really?
Most sellers are smart enough to know that listing agents could be negotiated slightly, not so much because there's usually a going norm in the area. But very importantly, sellers recognize that buyer brokers bring in their buyers, and they don't like to mess with that. They know the more buyers that come in, the higher the price they'll get. So I don't see that as going to be changing at all. The only thing is, how is that going to be communicated? And it's the communication that has caused the chaos in the marketplace.
All right, so one of the things I was getting from one of your recent comments, you said that the cost of selling homes will likely go down, but that doesn't mean that the price of those homes will go down.
No.
Distinguish.
No, it's very different. A lot of people are predicting house prices will come down because the seller will pay less of a commission and take that difference and give it to the buyer. Sellers aren't made that way. When the seller lists a home, they want the most money they can get. So they're going to take any savings and put it in their pocket. The cost of housing, I believe, will go up because it has been going up. It's been going up for the last 5 years, despite the dire state of the shortage of houses. So house prices have gone up 6% this year alone. But the real deal is there's not enough houses to go around. There's probably 5 buyers for every house out there.
Is that right?
Oh, definitely. And that's
so you don't think there's a comeuppance due? You know, you've had this tour run, certainly in places like Florida. You know, Texas was going fast. I mean,
Austin.
Right.
Yes.
But now we hear Austin slowing down. We hear Florida has sort of hit its ceiling. I don't know if that's the case. You famously said not too long ago, say la vida, Florida. Not quite, but what did you mean by that?
I didn't quite say that, but I said something similar to that. I said, someone was asking me if you could find a great deal in Florida anymore. And I said, Florida's over, meaning getting a great deal, because prices were still going up. And it is the case. It's very hard to find a house in Florida, so you never get a good deal, really, if you want to get a bargain basement price. That's really what I meant by that.
And it is a very low no-tax state when it comes to sales tax.
It sure is a popular
one. Their real estate taxes, given the rise of real estate, they're
substantial.
They're very substantial.
People think about that second.
They do. But you weren't necessarily writing off Florida.
Oh, no, of course not.
Is there any market that you consider that got way too hot and is still too hot?
Austin is really seeing some bad days right now. Austin, though, you have to appreciate, in the early years went up by 60% in 2 years, and the construction was nonstop. So there's an oversupply of places to buy. So Austin prices are coming down, not by much, by about 8%, but they lead the nation right now.
What about the really high-end properties, the $100 million condos and penthouses in Manhattan, all that? They seem to be impervious to everything.
They're not impervious, and under the table there's a lot of good deals being made.
Really?
Some of the trophy properties at a very high floor, very extravagant, there's a lot of money being exchanged off prices, so you can get yourself a decent deal.
Are they largely cash transactions?
Yes, they are always cash transactions. Who knows where the cash comes from, but the cash lands on the table.
And a lot of foreign buyers still.
Oh, yes, very much so. But a good number of American buyers, I would say 60% of the very affluent people buying in Manhattan right now are Americans, and that's not usually the case.
You talk about the interest rate environment, too, and a lot of people get concerned when they know, all right, Federal Reserve start cutting already, but market rates have actually gone the opposite. They've actually backed up a little bit.
Yeah.
So how do you explain that to people?
I can't explain the rates going up or down. That's not my bailiwick. But what I can explain is if rates go down just another percentage point, that's what I'm hoping for by year end, prices are going to go through the roof. And the reason for that...
That would be around 6%, get to that level.
Because everyone will come out and buy. There are probably 10 buyers on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to come down that are actually active in the market. So everybody's going to charge the market. And so if you wait for interest rates to come down by another point, I don't think you'll gain. I think you'll wind up paying more, because I wouldn't be surprised if real estate went up by another 8 or 10% if interest rates come down another full point. I know it sounds crazy, but there's a magic number that makes people get all juicy about.
Yeah.
And it just has to slide down there for everybody to say, let's get out there and take advantage of it.
You know, there was a story in one of the New Jersey papers, I don't remember which, Barbara, where a lot of communities, spec communities, let's say it's a Toll Brothers community, it wasn't Toll Brothers, and they build, and the spec houses are just sitting. So in other words, they cool it on the building until they have a guaranteed buyer. Now, in the heady days, it just built and people came along, buyers came along. Are we to read anything into that? Is that localized maybe in some parts of New Jersey?
I don't really know what that means. I'm not that familiar with it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you don't dabble in New Jersey at all, do you?
I grew up in New Jersey.
But you don't like it sounds like. You know? I'm kidding.
But it's true. I don't like, wait, I'm not going to say that. I don't like it for me now. I like New York City. That's my hometown.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You're not going to get me to say anything bad about any.
Well, I was hoping with the Florida thing, I could just move on to another state.
Get me in more trouble here.
Let me get your sense of the economy, how important that is, an election year, all the unknowns, the volatility. We got multiple wars going on now. You know, it's a scary world. I know stocks climb a wall of worry. What does real estate do?
Real estate worries too. Whenever there's uncertainty, people stall. And whenever people stall, it stalls a marketplace. So any kind of uncertainty slows down the market. But despite that, and overriding all of that, is the shortage of houses. You can't erase a shortage of houses, and it's going to push that market forward.
Now, you don't dabble in stocks much, right? I mean, your wealth, your fortune is from real estate, right?
Yes, of course.
And how do you do that? How do you spread that out across all price points, various areas? How do you do that?
You're talking about real estate or stocks? Oh, real estate. I used to buy all my real estate in New York City because it's a town that I know, love, and I understand. I understand rent control. I understand state variances, city variances. So I knew it so well. However, recently I've been buying a lot of property in Baltimore. I've been buying property in Columbus. Because you know why? Because it's a vital real estate market. The governments are friendly to real estate developers, so I can renovate homes and really do well on flipping them, or holding up small apartment buildings, which I like, is my favorite thing. But I do very well because educated people are moving in, there's less rent restriction, prices are going through the moon, and it's got such a youthful, educated population, and there's always room for tenants. There's always tenants coming in. So I just like areas outside the city lately.
All right, but you like the city more to the point for yourself.
Harder to make money.
All right, but this is, you know about crime, you know about all the stories. Does that scare people away?
Not really. There's a romance in the city that overrides all crime. Ask any young person anywhere in the deep south, out west, where do you want to go? They all want to get their share of New York City. New York has not lost its magic in young people's minds. Older people grumble all the time and say it's not what it used to be. But I've been hearing that since I was a young person. It's not what it used to be. I saw the 70s and 80s and 90s and the changes, and it wasn't what it used to be, but I think it changed for the better. Right now it's a little rough times and people are grumbling more. But just ask a young person who just arrived here. They are in love with the city, and they're coming like crazy, and there's a shortage of rentals.
But are there more coming in than going out?
Definitely for young people, not for older people, but for young people.
So my gang is leaving, right?
Oh, you've you left a long time ago.
Yeah, right, there we go. I was toast. Real quickly, I mean, for you personally, Barbara, and when you started out, it seems incredible to believe, but it was a tough road for women. I'm just wondering how you see it now.
Well, I guess it was a tough road for corporate women, but you have to realize, Neil, if you're in business for yourself, you make your own rules, you decide who you're going to hire, you decide how far you want to push, what kind of risk you want to take. So for me, frankly, it felt easy. I never saw myself as a woman. I saw myself as a competitor, and that's all I saw. And being in business for myself, the city was the best place in the world to play me out and to see what I could gain here. And that's really how I felt about it. For me, it wasn't tough. I had an unfair advantage of having my own business.
Yeah. Well, you built that up. I mean,
Yeah.
you famously also looked at the type of people you hire, and that you had some geniuses and all of that. I think they can be sometimes big pains in the ass, but
Oh, they
well
are.
worth it. What did you mean by well worth it?
Well worth it is because the more intelligent a person is, the more high maintenance they are. It's the truth.
Yeah.
I would get top salespeople. I was very good at hiring good talent that I could nurture into top salespeople. But boy, I was a psychiatrist, I was their mother, I was an advocate, and they were hard to manage. But can I tell you, it's worth it? Because they made 10 times more money than every other salesperson.
But I think what made you stand out, you were comfortable with that. Some people like sycophants and all that, and that was not your style.
No, I am eternally fascinated by smart people who are a pain in the neck.
No, I just want all these guys to suck up to me, and not a one of them. Not a one of them.
Doesn't take much sucking with you, I don't think.
Yeah, I'd say Barbara Corcoran, great seeing you again, the Corcoran Group founder, Shark Tank superstar, much, much more.